Hey there, language learners. Welcome to Double Your Vocabulary, the place where we make English practical and fun.
I'm Ernesto, and with me is Iris and our little co-host, Spodie, ready to help you navigate everyday American English. Today, we're tackling the essential skill of giving someone directions.
That's right, because knowing how to ask for and give directions confidently is super useful. We've prepared 3 distinct, real-life scenarios for you to hear in action.
Iris will be the person asking, and I'll be the one providing the pointers. Let's jump into the practice samples.
Excuse me, I'm really trying to locate the closest decent coffee shop from here. I'm feeling a bit new to this part of town and could use some help.
Sure thing, no problem at all. The most straightforward way is to simply head straight down this main street for about 2 fairly long blocks. You'll clearly spot a very tall, distinct blue building on your right-hand side.
Okay, so straight for 2 blocks, looking for that big blue building. Got that perfectly. What should I do after passing it?
Once you've successfully passed the blue building, make a definite left turn at the very next traffic light you encounter. The coffee shop, the Daily Grind, will be plainly visible directly across the street from the main park entrance. It has a bright red awning.
Hi there, I'm heading towards the new city civic center, but my GPS has completely conked out. Could you please provide me with some clear driving directions from this spot?
Absolutely, I can help with that. You're going to want to smoothly get onto the main interstate highway. So first, drive straight ahead to the upcoming major intersection, which will have a large, active gas station right on its corner.
All right, straight to the next big intersection, specifically the one with the gas station on the corner. After that, what's the most efficient route to access the highway?
At that substantial intersection, make a deliberate right turn. You'll immediately notice the clear highway entrance ramp just a short distance ahead on your left. Take that specific exit, and the magnificent Civic Center will be about 3 to 4 miles further down the highway on your left. You really can't miss it. It's an imposing, huge glass and steel building.
Oh dear, I'm afraid I've got myself utterly turned around. I was actively searching for the historical museum, but I seem to have somehow ended up quite a way off, near what looks like an old, deserted train station. Am I significantly off course?
Don't you worry about a thing. You're not drastically far off. And honestly, it's incredibly easy to get turned around in this particular maze-like area. You just need to carefully retrace your steps for a short distance.
Retrace my steps, you say? So, if I understand correctly, I should head back precisely towards that very distinct, tall big clock tower I passed quite a while ago.
Exactly, you've got it. Head directly back towards that prominent clock tower. Once you arrive there, take the charming winding street that gracefully runs alongside the river. The Historical Museum is a stately beige-colored building, located approximately half a mile further down on your right, situated just past a quaint antique store.
Wow, Ernesto, those were truly exceptional examples. In that very first simulation, I particularly noticed how effectively you used head straight down and take a left. They both sound so natural and easy to understand.
Absolutely, Iris. Head straight down is an incredibly common and straightforward instruction. It simply means to continue moving forward without any turns or deviations. And regarding take a left or take a right, these are universally understood, clear, and direct commands for making a turn. They really cut right to the chase in a conversation.
I also really appreciated how you skillfully incorporated across the street from for providing such a clear landmark reference. That specific phrase creates instant mental imagery, which truly helps someone visualize the exact location in their mind's eye, making the directions much simpler to follow.
Exactly, providing a solid, easily recognizable point of reference, such as specifying across from the park entrance or next to the blue building, makes an immense practical difference. It empowers someone to quickly form a mental map of their surroundings and confidently navigate to their desired destination without hesitation.
Moving on to our second scenario, the driving one, you expertly used get on the main highway and specifically mentioned the entrance ramp, which are both absolutely crucial terms for any driver attempting to navigate in an unfamiliar territory.
You are absolutely spot on. When you're providing directions for someone who is operating a car, mastering key terms like highway, intersection, exit, and ramp is absolutely paramount. These are not just words, they are fundamental components of everyday driving vocabulary that every motorist needs to understand for safe and efficient travel.
And telling me, you can't miss it, was genuinely one of the most reassuring phrases, particularly when my GPS had just unexpectedly conked out. That little expression really managed to take a lot of pressure off.
That's a truly fantastic little idiom, Iris. It instantly implies that the place you're describing is either very prominent, perhaps an extremely large structure, or just unequivocally super easy to identify. This helps make the person feel much more confident and significantly less stressed about the possibility of getting lost.
Finally, in our third scenario, when I was feeling quite lost and disoriented, your empathetic phrases like "don't worry about a thing" and "it's incredibly easy to get turned around" were immensely comforting and immediately helped to put me at ease.
It is absolutely paramount to reassure someone who feels disoriented or lost. Following that initial reassurance, the phrase "retrace your steps" is the perfect, gentle instruction for guiding them back to a familiar or known point where they can calmly reorient themselves and regain their bearings.
And from that newly established known point, you then provided another excellent and very specific landmark, the clock tower, and clearly instructed me to take the charming street that runs alongside the river.
Precisely, utilizing nearby, unambiguous prominent features like that really helps a person to cement their understanding and remember the route. And "runs alongside" is an exceptionally useful descriptive phrase for articulating a parallel path, a specific road, or even a waterway. Learning and consistently practicing these practical, real-world phrases will truly build your confidence exponentially when you are either giving or receiving directions in everyday American English.
And from that newly established known point, you then provided another excellent and very specific landmark, the clock tower, and clearly instructed me to take the charming street that runs alongside the river.
Precisely, utilizing nearby, unambiguous prominent features like that really helps a person to cement their understanding and remember the route. And "runs alongside" is an exceptionally useful descriptive phrase for articulating a parallel path, a specific road, or even a waterway. Learning and consistently practicing these practical, real-world phrases will truly build your confidence exponentially when you are either giving or receiving directions in everyday American English.
It truly does. Looking back at our first simulation for the coffee shop, your guidance to head straight down this main street was so clear. It immediately told me to just keep going without any turns.
Exactly, "head straight down" communicates continuous forward movement, no diversions. It is a fundamental instruction for starting any journey, ensuring the listener understands to maintain their current direction.
And then, your use of "make a definite left turn" at the traffic light was equally precise. It left no room for uncertainty about the direction.
Make a turn is the most common and direct way to instruct someone to change direction. It is concise and instantly understood, perfect for quick navigation decisions.
Yes, and tying the coffee shop's location to being directly across the street from the main park entrance gave a strong visual reference. It's a classic way to pinpoint a location.
Always provide clear landmarks. Saying something is across the street from a known place creates an instant mental picture. It makes the final destination much easier to spot.
Moving to the driving scenario, telling me to smoothly get onto the main interstate highway was important. It specified the type of road and the action needed.
Get onto or get off is crucial for highways and freeways. It clarifies the action of entering or exiting these major roads, which is vital for drivers.
And reminding me to take that specific exit from the highway reinforced the exact maneuver. Drivers need those precise instructions.
Right, identifying the correct exit is perhaps the most critical part of highway navigation. Missing an exit means extra time and frustration, so being clear about it helps immensely.
Your phrase, "you really can't miss it," about the Civic Center was incredibly reassuring. It conveyed confidence that the building was distinctive.
That phrase is a powerful confidence booster. It suggests the landmark is so large or unique that it stands out, calming any anxiety about spotting it.
In our third scenario, feeling lost, your advice to retrace your steps was practical and gentle. It guided me back without making me feel more confused.
Retrace your steps is a polite way to suggest going back the way you came. It works well when someone is disoriented and needs to find a familiar reference point.
And the description of the street that gracefully runs alongside the river paints a helpful picture. It adds detail without making it complicated.
Absolutely, "runs alongside" is great for describing a path parallel to a natural feature like a river or even another road. It makes the route easy to visualize and follow.
These phrases aren't just for directions, are they? We can use them in so many other daily situations. For instance, head straight down can apply in an office.
That's right. Imagine at work, you might say, head straight down this corridor to the main meeting room. It means go directly there.
Or even at a store, head straight down aisle 3 for the milk. It guides someone without needing complex instructions.
Exactly. Similarly, make a turn is versatile. If you're planning an outing with friends, you might say, when we get to the park, make a left at the big oak tree.
In a more informal setting, you could tell someone, after the coffee shop, make a right onto Elm Street. It's direct and easy to follow.
Across the street from is another universal marker. When suggesting a restaurant, you might say, it's that new Italian place across the street from the old movie theater.
Or even when shopping, the shoe store is across the street from the big department store. It helps people locate things quickly by referencing something they already know.
The phrase get onto or get off extends beyond just highways. You might tell a friend, we need to get onto the next bus to reach the stadium.
Or about public transport, make sure you get off at the third stop, not the second one. It applies to any mode of travel.
And you can't miss it has broad appeal. If a coworker asks where to find the new project whiteboard, you could say, it's right in the main meeting room, you can't miss it.
At a party, if someone asks about the snack table, you could easily say, it's in the kitchen, right when you walk in. You really can't miss it. It puts them at ease.
These common phrases weave into daily conversations effortlessly. They are not just for maps. Now, let's consider how we adjust our tone and word choice for different situations to sound either more relaxed or more polite.
That's a great point. Sometimes you want to be very direct, almost a shortcut, and other times a softer approach is better. For a relaxed tone, you might just say, go straight.
Precisely, whereas for a more polite delivery, you might expand that to, you'll want to go straight ahead for a few blocks. Adding you'll want to makes it less of a command.
Another relaxed option could be, turn right here. It is very immediate and conversational.
To soften that, you could say, could you make a right turn at the next corner, please? The addition of could you and please instantly makes it more deferential.
And for simply pointing out a location, a relaxed way might be, it's over there. Just a quick gesture and a couple of words.
To express that politely, you might say, the location is just over there actually. Adding just and actually can subtly soften the directness, making it less abrupt.
It's about choosing words that fit the moment. Walk past that building is a casual way to give an instruction.
A more polite version would be, if you could walk past that building, you would then see it. It frames it as a helpful suggestion rather than a command.
So short, direct phrases are often more relaxed, suitable for friends or quick exchanges, while adding modals like could you or softening phrases like you'll want to or actually makes it more polite, which is helpful when talking to strangers or in more formal interactions.
Precisely, understanding these nuances allows you to tailor your communication. It makes your English sound much more natural and adaptable to various social contexts. Keep practicing these small adjustments, and you'll become incredibly fluent.
All right, Ernesto, we've broken down so many great phrases. Now for some rapid-fire scenarios. Let's imagine a friend calls, totally lost trying to find your house and sounds frustrated. What's your perfect quick response?
Oh, that's a common one. Tell them, okay, let's calm down and retrace your steps to the main road first. From there, head straight down this familiar path until you clearly see the big blue mailbox on the left. You really can't miss it.
Excellent, very reassuring. Next scenario, a new colleague needs coffee right now asterisk. How do you quickly tell them where the machine is without being rude?
Simple, say head straight down this very long hall, then make a definite right at the small water cooler. The machine is directly across the street from the break room, actually. You should spot it immediately.
Perfect blend of speed and courtesy. Final rapid fire. Someone at the library asks where the restrooms are, clearly disoriented.
Okay, direct them gently and clearly. Walk straight past the main information desk. You'll then make a definite left turn at the very large globe display. The restrooms are just over there on your right. You really can't miss them at all.
Fantastic. That covers so many common situations. Ernesto, before we wrap up today's episode, Could you give us your top 3 high-value tips from everything we've discussed for giving and receiving directions confidently?
Absolutely. First, always provide clear and distinct landmarks. Think of them as fundamental anchors for cementing a person's understanding of the route. Second, use precise and unambiguous action verbs for every movement. Examples include head straight down, make a turn, or get onto a specific road. These instructions leave no room for any doubt or misinterpretation. And third, remember to thoughtfully adjust your overall tone and specific word choice to be either more relaxed and casual or more polite and formal, depending entirely on who you're speaking to and the specific situation.
Those are incredibly valuable takeaways, Ernesto. This has been such an enlightening discussion. To our listeners, thank you for joining us on Fluent Directions. If you want to further enhance your American English, make sure you also check out our sister podcast, Double Your Vocabulary. Subscribe and hit the bell for more great content. We'll catch you next time.